Welcome to my very special birthday episode of me playing Rapid on chess.com, which is kind of a normal thing. It's kind of hard to believe that last year on my birthday, I turned 50, which means I'm even older than that now. But I think I'm going to be okay, at least for a few years. Last year, I gifted to myself on my birthday this microphone, which I think has been outstanding compared to the microphones that I was trying before that. Or the little tiny invisible microphone that's built into the webcam, which I have fortunately found out how to turn off. Also, last year around my birthday, I got this new chair, which is so much more comfortable than the chair I was using before that. And I got a second monitor, which has come in really handy because I can use the recording software over here and have the gameplay set up over here and not have them overlapping each other. This year I didn't do anything special for my setup for my birthday, but I just wanted to mention it. As time does for us all, it keeps on moving. But I am going to play a rapid game on chess.com. As you can see, my rating there is 1202. I think what I might do if I have time is I might play two, because if I win this one, I'll be high enough above 1200 that if I lose the next one, I'll still be above 1200. And if I lose the first one, then I'll be under 1200 and I'll have nothing to lose by playing another one. We'll see how that goes, see how frustrated I get in the first game. Let's switch over to this gameplay screen, and without any further pontificating from me, let's just click the play button. Okay, I got the black pieces. We're going to get a d4 opening, so I will bring out this knight to f6 and see what my opponent... Oh, they've done that. I always don't remember what to do about that. If they bring the bishop out, they didn't. They went to the center. Am I supposed to just take that? I don't know. It's a center pawn. It's a center pawn for a center pawn. Let's just take it. Okay, this is probably a trap of some kind. It's the Blackmar-Diemer gambit. Seems like in the past I wasn't supposed to take that one. Is that right? Oh, I don't remember. Or should I just... Shouldn't shove it forward because they can take... And just leave it there, I guess? You know what? I've already got a pawn. Let's just get this out and do this maybe. Let them have that one. It seems like I faced this a few weeks ago, and when I took that, there was a problem. Okay, they're trying to prevent me from pinning that knight. Well, that's okay. I am going to get this bishop out anyway to approximately right here, and then I'm going to castle. Is that sound not showing up? What? I am not hearing the sound. Okay, I heard the sound for that one. All right, if that pushes forward to attack my knight, I guess I'll go here. Right now I am going to castle. Yeah, it did push forward. Let's go there, and if they take my knight with their knight, I'll take with either my pawn or my queen. I don't know. Might as well take with the queen, right? That way this pawn's still in front of their e-pawn. Okay, wow. This person is just having a good old time, aren't they? I can check, but they could block that with the bishop. I can just check right here, I think. Is that okay? I know they can block with any number of pieces here. I'm really not sure what else to do with the amount of pawns that they were just flipping my way. Okay. What I need to do now is get the rest of my pieces out, and I'm not sure exactly how to do that. I can still check over here, but they can, of course, block that with the pawn. So that's not a great idea. I don't know where to get the rest of my pieces out, and for all I know, that's the point of this opening. But I am going to move this pawn forward. Not only does that give me an extra escape square for my queen in case I need it, but it might allow me to get my bishop out or something. Also, maybe challenge this pawn if it tries to move forward. I am in greatly unfamiliar territory. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but we're about to find out. I say that a lot, don't I? I'm trying to notice the phrases that I say over and over again, like, we're about to find out. And it gets old after a while, doesn't it? It's not like a trademark or a catchphrase or anything like that. It's just something that I say to fill dead space. Okay, I'm guessing my opponent wants to put their bishop here. I just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and put this bishop out here. That way, when I move my queen, my bishop will be pointed down this long diagonal. Yeah, I'm thinking they want to put this bishop here to help guard their e-pawn once this pawn moves forward. That's my guess as to what's going on here. Because right now, if they push their d-pawn, that pawn was undefended. But now they can push this pawn with impunity. I mean, I'll take it, but I am going to just start launching this pawn forward. If they take with en passant, I will take with my bishop. If not, I might just keep moving it forward. Okay, after moving really quickly on the first few moves, I must have given them reason to think. I must have played well, or very unusually anyway, because now they're really taking their time. They have moved their king out. I don't know what that does. Is that a good move? Oh, it's unpinning the knight. Now they want to attack my queen one of these ways because I've trapped my queen. Maybe that was a good move. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I am going to move this pawn forward one and give myself an out. Also give myself an opportunity to check right here, which probably isn't a good idea, but I don't know what else to do. I feel like the rest of my pieces here are trapped. But yeah, I wanted to give my queen a way out. But right now their knight has a way out, just not over here. They might move their knight over to c3, and if so, I'll just drop my queen back. But again, they are taking their time. At the beginning, I know that they had almost a minute's time advantage, and now I have about 30 seconds. If you noticed during the video, one of our clocks jumping by a bunch, that's because I just stopped talking and waited for my opponent to move, and then I edit out that silence. Okay, they have moved their queen forward for unknown reasons. Targeting this pawn is the only thing I can think of. I'm going to check. Do you think that's a good idea? If they block with the pawn, I can take it. No, that's not a good idea because then they can take back and my bishop's in trouble. I'm just going to launch the pawn forward, and if they want to take it there, they can. It's up to them. If they do take it, they didn't take it. They attacked my queen. Well, I'm going to take this pawn with check. That's check from the rook, and my queen then can still move. I assume they're going to take, no, they can't take the pawn with their king. They can block this check with their queen or, wait, they resigned. Oh, wait, it says I have mate in 2. I did not know that I had mate in 2. I thought they just had to move their king out of check. Well, I won that one, and now my rating is 12-12, and that was only 9 minutes on my end, hopefully shorter on yours. I am going to run the game review, but first I'm going to I'm going to disappear that for just a second. Okay, I knew they couldn't take the pawn because my queen is guarding it. They're in check from the rook. Oh, and they can't move out of check this way because of my queen. I guess they have to block here, and then I would just take it. But then they could get out of check this way. How is that mate in 2? It says it's mate in 2 whether they block with the queen or whether they block with the knight. And if they just go here, okay, see, if they had gone there, what I was going to do is take the rook with check. But if I did that, I assumed they would take with their knight, and then what would I have done? Oh, I forgot about my light squared bishop. Oh my goodness. All right, yeah, that's why I didn't notice that it was mate in 2. Okay, very nice. Game review. Did I do the right thing by not taking that pawn is one of my questions. And whether or not that's true, was that where I went ahead? No, I went ahead a little bit later according to this. I did have one miss, but no mistakes or blunders. Is the miss going to be listed? The miss is not listed in the move list. 2 inaccuracies. Oh, and I played like a 1350. That's nice. Really quick, like, let's just do this. I'm actually going to switch to the analysis tab because I don't like the thing that review tab does with adding words for each move. This is less distracting for me. Okay, that was fine. We were even. That is what changes it to, sorry, that it just says Blackmar ... So I don't know what the opening is called. Oh, down at the bottom, it says Blackmar-Diemer Gambit. Okay, that's what I thought. And I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to take the pawn? Oh no, it is okay to take, but my top move, according to Stockfish, is taking with my knight. Okay, Game Review said that was best. And here their best move is f3. Oh, and I am supposed to take it. See, I faced this just a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember if it was a rapid game or a blitz game. I don't know. And I don't remember if it was on video or not. I don't play all my games on video. But I thought I wasn't supposed to take it, but that must have been a different situation. I just remember taking a pawn here, and then they immediately played f3, and I thought, oh, I should just take that too. And I did. And then in the game review, it said that was inaccurate. But here, it says that's one of my top 2 moves, and it's equal with playing c5. Okay, so then the computer must not have liked this. Oh, it says that's good, but you had a little bit of an advantage. Now you don't. Okay, and then their best move is to take here, but they didn't. I guess because when I played my e-pawn, they were worried about me pinning this knight over here, which is what I was going to do next. So they did read my mind, but that gave me an advantage again. If I would play, oh, I was supposed to go ahead and develop a piece now. All right. Oh, because their d-pawn would have been hanging. Well, oh, and if they had moved it forward, I could have taken it. Okay. Yeah, I should have developed the knight now, because a few moves later, I wondered about these pieces. Okay, well, that's not where I went ahead then. That was inaccurate. Well, okay, if I didn't get my knight out here, I was supposed to play c5, or go ahead and take this again. Okay, so this took us back to even. Now they're supposed to take that pawn, and they did. So now they have 2 center pawns, and I don't. But they have a weakness over here. That turned out to be exploitable later, and I kind of did it by accident. c5 again. See, earlier, back before this new e-pawn arrived, when it was just the d-pawn, I kind of understand c5. If they had pushed, I could have taken it. I would have had a queen and a knight guarding that spot. So if they had taken back with either their queen or their knight, I would have come out way ahead on that. Or if they had taken over here, I think we'd have been okay. I would have traded queens with them and then put my bishop here. But now, if I play this and they push past, they have 3 pieces guarding that square. And I don't know. But castling is very close, and that's what I did. Okay, e5 is their best move. Was knight to d5 my best move? It was. Okay. So we're still right at even here. They are supposed to take my knight, and I'm supposed to take back. No, it doesn't matter whether I take back with my queen or my pawn. It's just about the same. And now they are supposed to start developing pieces. Queen to d3, knight to f3, bishop to e3. So lots of 3s here. The computer wants pieces on their 3rd rank. But instead they did that, which bothered me a little bit. Oh, and I was supposed to check now. Oh, if I checked and they blocked with the pawn, I would have gotten their rook for the bishop and messing up their pawns. But wait, it's changed while I wasn't looking at it. Queen to e4 was my best move. And they should have blocked with their queen. Blocking with their knight was inaccurate. Well, it says mistake, but I think it might have just been inaccurate. And then here I started worrying about getting my pieces out, but instead the computer says, oh, you need to play rook to d8. Or just get the piece out and don't worry about these pawns coming forward. Or go ahead and check over here because you can still win the rook if they block with the pawn. But okay, that was my miss. It's listed here as a miss, but over on the, okay, and but it's not, the move isn't colored in like the others. See how this is colored yellow because it's inaccurate? And these are colored green because they're best? Why isn't that one colored this, whatever color that is? Salmon? Is that what that is? Because it's not red. This is red. Fuchsia, salmon, I don't know. But anyway, that's a weird thing that they do on the game review. They have a miss, but they don't mark it there. Sometimes it is marked. Okay, so that was my miss. And now they need to move this rook over, so when I check with the bishop, they can block with the pawn without losing the rook. That's interesting. I never would have guessed that that was their best move here. My opponent did not guess it either. Okay, at least bishop to b7 was among my best moves. Again, they're supposed to make a queen move? Okay, I don't know what that would have done, but they did that, which I understood. I kind of thought that they were going to do that for this, right? And now I'm supposed to get my knight out, but I didn't know that because I thought they were going to play this next. And it says that they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have played d5 now. Why not? It says not. But what would I do if they played d5? It says nothing. No, don't worry about that. You can, oh, I can take this pawn or put one of my rooks here to pin that pawn. Okay. Wow. Well, I didn't play that because I played f5 and that it seemed fun. And I honestly thought they were going to take here, which would open up my rook or my bishop. I wasn't sure which one, but that was a mistake. I didn't know it was. I thought they were trying to unpin. Okay, that's where I went ahead. I mean, I was already a little bit ahead, but that's where I really went ahead and I didn't know it. And f4 was my best move. Okay, good. That was among their best moves. Oh, and it says, yeah, just keep shoving forward with that pawn. They're supposed to put the king back. That gave me mate in 3 and I didn't know it. I just thought this was check and I thought I was just getting a pawn. I had no idea. Okay, wow. But that didn't happen. What? No. Why? That was the end of the game. Well, I'm trying to learn. That's why I went through that. But I apologize if that took up just as much time as the actual game itself did. I'm going to play another one, as I said at the beginning, because even if I lose, I think I'll still be above 1200. Fingers crossed that I'll do okay in this one too. Oh, I get the white this time? Okay. I will play e4 and knight to f6. Oh, Petrov's. Whoa, what did we learn about that? I think we learned that it was okay to take this pawn first. Is that what we learned? I don't remember. That's one problem with reaching this age is, ooh, I can just take that, can't I? And then, oh goodness, protect my e-pawn by putting this out here, think. Or can I protect my e-pawn by pushing it and then play d4? That might be wrong. I don't remember. Ooh, that looks dangerous. Okay, but I am going to protect that pawn. Then I'm going to get this bishop out and try to castle before things fall apart here. I guess they could push that pawn forward, but then I can also push a pawn forward. Well, I did definitely get 2 openings in a row that I'm not familiar with, so I'm just trying to use normal opening principles, develop my pieces, make sure pieces and pawns are protected, get my king to safety as soon as I can, see if my opponent's about to check me or take one of my pieces, and just be reasonable as I can. Once again, I have a time advantage, but this time I have it early. So I must have played unusually or not what my opponent expected, because they slowed down right after the beginning of that Petrov. I must not have done what they thought or what they hoped I would do. It says they have a full connection, so. And my computer says I'm connected to the internet. Okay, they have moved the bishop out. I was going to move my bishop out and prepare to castle or take the piece, depending on what they do. They've protected the piece. Okay, then maybe I don't want to castle. Okay, if I have castled, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, if I have castled, this is the fishing pole trap, because their queen's here. If I take that and they take back, it's opening up their rook, and their next move is going to be putting the queen here. But I haven't castled yet, so I'm not as worried about that as they want me to be. Can I also just do this? If I take and they take back, I'll get their rook. I mean, it's not, and that's not going to help. I think they need to move the knight back now, and then I get that pawn with my bishop. Or they might take here. They might take on f7. I'll take back, and then they'll check me. Maybe. But yeah, I think they were hoping for the fishing pole trap, but I wasn't castled. And I could be wrong about that. Please don't take my word for gospel. As I've mentioned many times, I'm not a titled player. I'm not a chess coach. I'm not an expert of any kind. I'm just a random person who had a birthday today trying to get better at chess. I guess it's not completely random if it's my birthday. There's only so many million people that have birthdays today. That's a good question. How many people have birthdays every day? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this pawn. I don't know why I shouldn't. There's probably a reason, but I don't know what it is. Oh, and I can also, whoops, I was also thinking about that. Well, they're not going to take that right now, I don't think, because my queen is protecting it. So I can develop another piece, and I think the piece that I wanted to, I'm going to develop this pawn then and maintain a little bit of a time advantage. Yeah, their knight and their queen were both pointed at my D pawn. Well, they're coming in there, aren't they? Let's bring this bishop back here. I think that's okay. And I assume since they've brought their queen out that they're hoping to castle on over there, which is one reason to bring my bishop back. Besides the fact I was about to lose it, but I want this bishop pointed down there, and eventually I would like my other bishop pointed down there, but it looks like their knight is guarding e3 right now, so. Oh, they want to trade off the bishops. I guess that's okay. Wait, should I threaten their queen right now? Where would they go? Would they have to go back? Or should I skip that step and threaten their knight? No, then they'll take my bishop. No, my bishop's protected by my queen. That'll just help me develop a piece. I don't know. I don't think they would hit there. They might sacrifice their knight for that pawn because that would be a check, and then they would be able to get the bishop. Okay, I need to develop another piece, and I think it has to be, it definitely can't be the bishop because of where their knight is and their queen is pinning this pawn. Should I move my queen then? Should I move my queen here? Which still protects that, but now also aims at the knight. I might be getting myself into some really deep trouble here, and I know I spent some time on that move. I am still threatening the knight. I assume my opponent has noticed that. They are probably going to go back with it at some point, but wait, am I a piece ahead? No, I'm 2 pawns ahead. And I haven't developed these 2 pieces yet, which, as I've been mentioning, that I would like to develop them. I think I can now. I still don't want to put my knight on a3 just because of their bishop wanting to come this way. So I think I want to develop my bishop first here, although then they could just push the pawn forward. I don't like it, but that's where I'm putting my bishop. I've got to start getting these pieces out and get my king away from their attack over here on the queen side. I mean, on the king side. It's the side where the queen is, where both queens are, but I've learned that that's called the king's side, E through H, no matter what pieces are over there. And that took me a while to learn. Oh, they've done that. All right. I assume trying to get in one of these ways. What if I threatened their queen? Will it also go back? It doesn't have a lot of safe squares, I guess. The main goal here is to keep my king safe. And because of the whole fishing pole trap and their open H file there, I was very hesitant to castle over here. I'm still hesitant to castle on the queen side, but I also want to get out my other pieces. And I'm about to do that, I think. I could threaten their queen again, but I don't want to. I want to get my, or do I want to? Yeah, I want to get this knight out, and then I can go there with it maybe to e4. Also, that blocks their queen, which was preventing me from castling queenside. I think that's a good move. That's not threatening anything, is it? No, it is not. This, however, is threatening something, their queen. It's also threatening a check, but their knight is now guarding f6. But my knight's no longer blocking their queen from keeping me from castling. However, I assume their queen is going to move, and then we'll see where it goes. Maybe it'll just go back finally. Oh, it did. Very nice. Thank you. Now I can castle over here if I want to, but now their queen can come. No, it can't go to any of those squares. Should I castle that side now, or should I castle over here? It's a good question. I'm not sure. Oh, and I'm not that far up on time anymore. I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to move this rook over. I'm going to get this knight out of here, and I'm going to push this pawn. That's my plan. Oh, they've castled over there. They were just kind of waiting on it. They only have 2 pieces guarding that square, don't they? But I have multiple pieces guarding that square. So should I jump in here and offer a knight trade? No, I should move the rook first. And then I should do that, I think. Now I'm only up 10 seconds. Okay. I thought about that too long, didn't I? I mean, I know I can check them right now, but that doesn't accomplish anything. I can also start pushing pawns. I don't know where that's going, but I would like to put this knight right here. I assume they'll trade for it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this. They did trade for it. Now their queen is under attack twice. I assume it needs to move. Where will it move? And I wish they hadn't put their bishop there, because I could sure line up for a checkmate right now. I mean, their queen also needs to not be there, but I'm just trying to keep an eye on what's happening. I still can check. Oh, I don't want to check there anymore. But I can maybe get a rook in on the 7th. Can I do that? Let's put a rook on the 7th. We're aiming at this pawn. Of course, we were aiming at the queen. Let's trade for the queen. No, let's not trade for the queen. Let's check to gain a tempo. And then bring the other rook over? They're also guarding this pawn right now, which I almost took. Oh, that pawn's not protected. Oh, and once they move, my rook's protecting that check. I just realized. Okay, they have to move the king, or they could block. I realize just now that they can block. If they do block, I assume I'm going to take it with the rook. That's got to be their best move. Because yeah, if they move over, that's bad. I'm pretty sure they blocked with the queen. All right. I did not expect that. I don't think that's good. I'm going to check here. That's good, right? Because it's protected by my bishop. And then when they move over, anywhere I move this rook is a check. But first, I'm up 3 pawns now. I think first I want to take this queen, and then I want to move the bishop. I mean the rook. And they'll be in check from the, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a check from their bishop. I mean, from my bishop. Oh, they could have just moved this pawn forward. I noticed that at the last moment, and they did not notice it. I guess I would have had to have moved back at that point. Let's get another rook over here while I still have a 30-something second time advantage. Oh, and I was ahead. Okay. I do like that change. At least I remember a few months ago when you ended the game, you didn't know what the current situation was because the eval bar didn't pop up immediately. Or it didn't for me, but it started doing that a month or 2 ago, 3 months ago, and I like that because you can immediately see, okay, I was up +5 here, and their best move was to move that pawn forward, the F pawn. If they did, yeah, it said I should bring my bishop forward. That's interesting. I was tempted to bring it back. Okay, again, just like the last game, I have 2 questions. One is whether I handled the opening okay or poorly, and then where I went ahead, because I'm clearly ahead now. So let's run this. And in the meantime, while that's running, I'm very happy. I won both games on my birthday, and I'm at 1223 now, according to the thing down there. I didn't have any mistakes, no misses, no blunders, just 3 inaccuracies. So I must have handled the opening correctly. And it looks like I went ahead slowly, but the biggest jump was right around there. This one won't take nearly as long as the first one did. Again, switching screens here. At the Petrov, I was supposed to take e5. Okay, that's what I thought. And they played it wrong. Okay. So I might have been dealing with somebody who hasn't been playing chess very long, or maybe they've just switched to a new opening. I'm curious. I'm going to check their profile. I'm guessing that they just switched openings because according to their profile, they've played at least as many rapid games on here as I have. So they're not new to chess or new to online chess. They might have just switched to the Petrov or got bored with whatever they were playing. Oh, I just noticed here, now it says Stockfish 16 Lite, L-I-T-E. I think that's new. Hopefully that's not giving me light answers here. But yeah, they should have played d6 or queen to e7 or just taken my pawn. And I remembered from the last time, I was thinking they were going to take this pawn and then I was supposed to play queen to e2, and that does look correct. But since they've got their other knight out, was I supposed to take it? Yes, okay. And they were supposed to take with the d pawn. And then I was supposed to do what? f3? Oh, that disappeared. No, it came back. Stockfish 16 Lite says f3 is my best move. I wonder if regular Stockfish 16 would say that. And I was definitely wrong about e5. Okay, that was an inaccuracy. And they were supposed to go over here with it, but they went over there with it. And I was supposed to protect with d4, yes. Okay, oh, okay. And they did play one of their better moves, but where did I go ahead? Let's go back to the graph really quick. Again, I don't want to drag this out. This is not a lesson where I'm aiming to teach you great chess mysteries or anything like that. But right here, quickly, I went ahead by more than just a little bit. Before this, the biggest advantage I had was about +1. And it says they should have played knight to h4. Well, I wouldn't have found that. Or bishop to d5. Okay, I might have found that, aiming at the undefended pawn. Or c5. But instead they did that. That was, okay, that's a mistake and gives me over +1 again. And that was my best move. Okay. And they were supposed to castle queenside there, according to Stockfish. Well, I thought they were, because the only reason for moving the queen here, because it wasn't to attack my bishop, hopefully, because that's just a one-move threat that I can get out of. But it was a dual-purpose move. It was to force me to move my bishop and clear out the space to castle. So I expected them to castle next, but instead they did that then. Oh, and I should have just taken it. I liked the fact that their pawns were doubled, so I thought I could just leave it there for a second. Or I should have castled now. Queen to d3 is my third best move, but it was counted as inaccurate. But I'm still doing okay here. But I'm still not hugely winning. They are supposed to take my bishop, and they did, and I'm supposed to take with my queen. Okay, I got that. They're supposed to drop their queen back now. Really, to h7. But they didn't. They played g6 instead. Oh, and I should have got my knight out first. How bad was getting the bishop out? It's not one of my top 3. I thought I wanted to get the bishop out first and then the knight, but it says I should have gotten the knight out first or just played a4 or castled. I was still wary about castling into all that attacking, especially without having extra pieces over there to help. They are supposed to castle again, but they did not. Bishop to g3 was among my best moves, and it's still less than +2. That was my best move. Okay, that wasn't among their best. Now we're at +2, so they're making very small mistakes, very small inaccuracies, or in the case of this one, just not one of their best moves, and the advantage slowly creeps up in my favor. My next move wasn't among my best, so we're back down to 1.5, and I'm not sure why they did that. Now I'm supposed to castle? Okay, I did. Good, and they are supposed to castle, and now we're back to +2. That was my best move. Well, it says that was excellent, but now it's +2.5. Rook a to d1 now. What does that do, though? I guess it protects this pawn so I can push the c pawn? Oh no, it's changed. a4. c4. Just play c4 now, it says. Okay. Or rook a to d1, but I didn't. I did that, which is not good. We're under +2 again. But they shouldn't have taken it. That's where I went ahead, where they took that. It was one of those things where I'm usually wrong when I say I want to put the knight in there, and then later I have to find out why it was bad and pull it out. But this time it was right when I wasn't sure exactly why, but I wanted my knight in there. I mean, I knew that it was an outpost square. I knew that I had a double attack on the queen once, that I took their knight if they took, but I figured they wouldn't be able to resist taking it. Rook to e7 was best. Okay, that was the only move that maintained my +4. Well, then I'm very glad that I played it. But their best move was to let me take their queen. Rook h to e8 is their best move right now. And then I would take their queen. Wow. But they moved their queen, which gives me +6. It's not excellent. That's a mistake. If it goes from +4 to almost +7. Oh, and I was supposed to check now because my bishop's guarding that square. This was my third best move. And that was among their best moves, but now I check here. They only have one legal move. And now anywhere I move the rook is check, but it says don't move it. Just do this. Just bring your other one over. Again, I played my third best move. And I'm just supposed to put this bishop in here so they can't push the pawn on me. I didn't think of that, but that's a good idea. But I checked first, and they should have pushed the pawn forward then, but they didn't. And rook to e1 was my best move. And I was surprised that they resigned here, because I think if I had been my opponent, I wouldn't have resigned here. I wouldn't have been sure I was that far behind. Obviously, I'm 4 pawns, white's 4 pawns ahead here. But not only do you have this tempo-winning move, which gets a pawn across the halfway mark, but you still have 2 rooks lined up here. I'm not breaking through to the king really soon. I do have a couple of things in my favor. Oh, and I just realized why earlier when it said when they pushed this pawn forward, I would go to h4. That's because I'm going to need this square for my king, probably. Because here in a little bit, I'm going to try to get a rook in here and infiltrate. But that's going to leave my king vulnerable. And if I had put my bishop on h2, I would have taken away the runaway square for my king. Maybe that's why it's saying bishop to h4 after they play f4, but they never saw f4. Maybe they didn't want to block in their own bishop. I don't know. But yeah, earlier when it said I should have played bishop to e5, I totally get that now, because they could have locked my bishop out of this long diagonal by playing f4, and they didn't. Okay, I feel like I had a really good day. I hope you had a good time watching this, and either whether you did or not, I appreciate your time, spending your time here. And once again, happy birthday to me. And whenever your birthday is, happy birthday to you too. And we'll see you next time.